Thank you, David. Up next, I'm going to ask Juliet to unmute. Go ahead, Juliet, when you're ready.
Hi, David.
Hi.
I have SIBO, and a friend told me that if I drink some liquid ozone, that it will help. Where can I just buy a machine and make it myself, or do I need to go to some facility, some medical?
Good question. All right. Well, the best way to make ozone water is you have to make it yourself. And that's quite, that's a whole involved thing, because you're going to need an oxygen tank, and you're going to need an ozone maker, which is basically a tube. What it is, it's a box containing a tube, and it runs the oxygen through it, and it surrounds the oxygen with electricity. And when the oxygen gets to the other side, it's been actually turned into O3 instead of O2, and O4 and O5 and O6 and more of those. And then you bubble that through water, and then you drink that water. Now, it's not that complicated, but to get all the parts and pieces, you really have to get into ozone. Interestingly, last night, a good friend of mine, he's 16 years old now. I've known him since he was 6 months old, actually. He just got his own ozone system, and he was just making ozone water last night, actually. So he sent me a video of it. He's like, dude, I got ozone finally. So if a 16-year-old can figure it out, I'm sure you can figure it out. And you have to just shop around, but it has to come off an oxygen tank. It can't come out of the air, because then you're going to have reactive nitrogen species, which is not good to ingest. So I'm really clear. I got to be real clear with ozone. You never want to use ozone if it's producing ozone from the air, because it'll have reactive nitrogen in it. Has to come from an oxygen tank. Now I have one upstairs that's in a tank, so I've still got that tank of oxygen, and I can go refill that tank at a welding supply or at the hospital. They'll refill it for me for like, I mean, one place is $10, another place is $15, another place is $20. Just depends on where you go.
Thank you so much, David. Up next, I'm going to ask Carolina to go ahead and unmute, please. Hi, Carolina.
There. Hi, David.
Hi.
So I was wondering, you talked about a biomat with jade or amethyst. That's something new to me. I'm wondering if you could just tell me like what that is, how it works. And I'm dealing with an autoimmune condition, multiple sclerosis. What other, recommendations might you have to help with that? And the supplement for Dr. Pies, can you tell me more about that you were showing that?
Sure. Okay. Well, first thing is Biomat. It's probably biomat.com, biomat.com. I'm not sure. Just somebody can look and do a quick little check on the internet for us here. And that's the amethyst bed. Okay. And it's like an electric blanket. And it's a really like, geez, when I was living in Canada and we'd come in like cold winters and really intense, we'd come in and you get on that biomat and it warms you up and you're asleep and just knocks you out. It's really wonderful. And by the way, I use that. Listen to this. This is how great this company is. I just want to put a little plug in for them because they did something really wonderful for me. Is I use that biomat literally until the thing disintegrated, because it has sections of amethyst in it. Until it disintegrated. I saw them at a show and I was like, I love your product, but mine disintegrated. I'd love to get a new one. They said, we'll send you one. And they sent me one, brand new. So that's how cool they are. With all autoimmune, definitely the dual directional herbs is the way to go. You got to find the ones that really agree with you and that you resonate with. Some people are allergic to mushrooms and can't do reishi mushroom, but they can do other tonic herbs and they can do things that are in that category. The most powerful, like Tulsi, for example, is a great one. So simple. Or one of the great ones in Chinese medicine, that I really love is He Shu Wu, otherwise known as faux tea. Delicious tea, faux tea, FO-TI is sometimes how it's abbreviated. It's a misnomer, but you can find it that way. Tulsi is TULSI, the holy basil. That's another really good one. You can find these adaptogens that can work for you. But the key, and I want to bring this up, and this is something I had to learn the hard way because I was brainwashed by all the anti-salt books. Water and sea salt, water and sea salt, water and sea salt, warm water, lemon and sea salt, warm water, lemon, sea salt, and charcoal, and just drink that consistently until your autoimmune looping calms down. Now, I have an autoimmune condition, which is allergies and asthma, right? So if I get around, and used to, I don't really have it anymore, but I would get itchy eyes, and I could tell because it would start with the itchy eyes and the itchy ears, and step by step, it'd suddenly be in the back of the throat. I'd be like, oh, it's a pollen, something's going on. If I drink salt water, it neutralizes it. Eventually, I started realizing like, oh, the allergies and asthma is really a dehydration, right, of some type, because the water salt is what hydrates you, not one or the other. It has to be both in the right amount for you. Now, for me, I'm going to say one more thing about it, which is I eventually had to use an illegal amount of sea salt. It was illegal. All the books said, no, you can't do that. And I was like, oh, no, I'm doing it because it stops it. It stops it immediately. It'll stop the asthma and allergy immediately within minutes. And I would tell people, I'd say, watch what's going to happen. I'm going to drink 2 glasses of salt water and that it will be done in 10 minutes. And they'd be like, damn, it was done in 10 minutes. So this is the old folk cure for allergies and asthma. Really important, but it's all autoimmune. All autoimmune is really a dehydration, which means water and sea salt together to get hydrated.